Hey there, Hofstra fans, and welcome inside the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. Nick Velasco joined for the last time this season the head coach of the Hofstra Pride women's soccer team, Simon Riddiough. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
One game this past week, it was the second round of the NCAA tournament at Rutgers, one of the top teams in the nation. A 2-0 loss against a team that you faced earlier this season, so I'll just ask you opening analysis on what happened last Friday.
I think, the first 20-25 minutes we froze a little bit. I think we looked like a deer in headlights at times. We panicked. And Rutgers had a big crowd and a very good team. And I think the whole occasion got above us. And after about 25 minutes, we started settling down and realising we can play. But by then, we dug ourselves a big hole. And it was just a matter of trying to get out of it.
And just, especially saw it in the second half, the team more relaxed out there, but you mentioned a lot of credit to Rutgers being a very tough defensive team, having an outstanding goalkeeper. After the game, you talked about just the physicality that they do have in Rutgers. So can you just talk about that again, just the challenge that it was just trying to break that back line of the Scarlet Knights?
Yeah, and it's the worst start. Starting 2-0 against a defensive team as strong as Rutgers is a very tall order. And that second half we played well. We came out and we started competing physically. And we started playing well and created a couple of opportunities where on another day we got ourselves back in the game, and it's an interesting game. Rutgers are very well disciplined, organised back four, physical. The two centre-backs are fantastic players. And then you back that up with a youth national goalkeeper. And you know you're going to be in a tall order, and that's exactly what it was. We were fighting up a hill that second half. And as well as we played and as well as we rebounded from the first half, it was always going to be a tall order to get that game back in.
And I wouldn't call it a turning point, but the moment that may have defined the victory or loss for either side was the penalty kick that comes in the second half. Leah Hofstra steps up to the spot. It gets denied, but I want to talk about Leah's performance, playing injured, and to be able to play a majority of that game. What do you think that did for the team? The fact that she was able to play so effectively, really, when she had a lot limiting her.
Yeah, she's one in a million type of player. The doctor told us she would have to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. There was a 2% chance if everything worked out well with treatment. And Katie Mitchell did an awesome job getting her back on the field, getting Leah to believe. And even playing at 75%, she was still probably one of the best players, if not the best player on the field. And that's testament to her ability and what her future holds after Hofstra. She's a fantastic player. For her to sacrifice and play under injury means a lot to me. It means a lot to our programme. And it definitely gave our team a boost. We were concerned leading up to that game, but as soon as we knew she was going to play, I think the girls took a nice, they were happy about it. And we tried to play for it in that second half, and it was a fantastic effort by everybody.
Leah Hofstra being a senior, she's one of the few players that will be departing after the season. Mallory Ulrich, Jenny Moyeda, Amber Staubs, just a few of the players that are saying goodbye this season. So, two-parted question, how do you say goodbye to them, and what do you miss, and how do you replace them going to next season?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic senior class. Jenny Moyeda was an ever-present player for 4 years. Great leader, quiet leader. Chloe Dale, a wonderful person. Again, somebody who challenged herself over the 4 years, adjusted her positioning, her shape, and became a fantastic player for us. Mallory Ulrich came as a transfer. Didn't have much money for her, but she showed up and gave everything she could give. And obviously Leah Hofstra, we spoke about her. Jill Mulholland's a senior as well, but she's coming back, so we'll leave the accolades for next year. But this senior class means a lot to us. They've all contributed in many facets, academically, athletically, socially, leadership-wise. It's a special class, and that's why we are where we were this year. And hopefully we can replace them with quality players within the team, and also quality recruits coming in. And hopefully the future continues to look bright.
And just some of the pieces that are returning, some young pieces. Madeline Anderson, just as a freshman, outstanding on the back line. Kristen Desmond moves up to the forward position. She was very contributing as well. Jen Biancourt is a freshman, so for as much as you do lose, there are still, like you mentioned, a lot of young pieces, and there are still pieces here that are retained to look forward to a bright season next year.
Yeah, I think you missed out on Emily Holbert. She's been probably the most unfortunate player this year. She's played behind Janine Maeda and Jill Mulholland and Chloe Dale, probably 3 of our top 5 players. And she probably deserves to play more, and she played really well against Rutgers. She came in on that back end of the first half and played much of the second half. And she was a huge contributor to that game. We expect big things from her. Jill Mulholland obviously is returning. We've got some freshmen who will probably struggle to transition, but we really feel after a spring should really help and contribute. And I think we're in a good position next year. Obviously we have to replace some special players, but that's college. We had to replace Sam Scolarici last year, and Lulu and Amber Stubbs and those guys. You have to replace people every year, but we're happy with where we're at. Hopefully the program's reputation this year will help garner some interest from some blue chippers, and we'll move on from there.
So as we wrap up the show here, just your takeaway from a season that reached the second round of the NCAA tournament, no CAA title, but still you have to consider a successful year. So your takeaway from this season, and how does this transition to next year?
Well, again, we're still looking to recruit 1 or 2 players for next year, and hopefully the recognition we got this year will attract maybe a transfer, maybe a foreign kid, and help us build on that way. And college is all about stepping stones and blocks, and we've built up ourselves to be a pretty much CAA contender every year, an NCAA participant every other year. And once you start getting that reputation, you start attracting better players. And the mentality amongst the team is, hopefully next year wouldn't be deer in the headlights, second round, we're not sure what we have to do here. It will be, we've been here before. Now we just have to play hard and get to that Sweet 16. And that's all it is. It's a building process, but we're moving in the right direction. And I can't say how proud I am of this team and what it's done this year.
He's the head coach of the Hofstra Pride Women's Soccer Team, Simon Riddiough. Coach, thank you for an incredible season. Best of luck in the offseason, and look forward to seeing you in August.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nick.
You've been watching the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com.